Ho 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 howdy! I hope all of you have a nice Christmas or birthday or Thanksgiving or whatever else day it is when you're watching this. Anyway, for me it's Christmas, and to celebrate the birth of the Jesus dude some 2000 years ago and that Santa guy who is totally not a creep for breaking in houses and unaliving families. Wait, wrong Santa. Who is totally wonderful for breaking in houses and leaving presents. I got 3 short Christmas themed horror games that are worth playing if you want some of that special feeling in your favorite type of games. But speaking about Santa breaking in houses and unaliving families, here is Santy's home. Our daughter knocks at our door in the early Christmas morning of 2002, and with morning I mean 1 freaking AM, so something is probably not right. And indeed it isn't. Instead of our daughter Zoe, we only find a letter from her. Apparently, Santy kidnapped her and wants us to complete his wishlist, and we won't get her back if we dare to call the police, so that's unfortunately not an option. Apart from that, it technically also doesn't state that we get her back if we do what he wants either, but anyway. After that we get access to our apartment and said wishlist. That consists of several typical Christmas traditions, like cookies and warm milk for Santa. Apart from that we can find plenty of drawings from Zoe, some of which are basically useless, like this one, which is about her friendship with worms, but other ones also reveal how she met Santy before and showed him where we live. Damn, her parents should have told her not to speak with strangers. Anyway, our only option now is to work through the list and hope for the best. Some of the items are lying around, but we also have to do some simple tasks sometimes, like putting the cookies in the oven and the milk in the microwave. We also find rat poison, but that's not on the list, so I don't see any use for that. While doing all this, Santy occasionally checks on us to see if we are still alright. What a friendly guy. After we have put everything in this box and go to bed again, I think it's obvious by now that we are a great parent. Somebody knocks at our door again, and apparently Santa was so nice to leave us a present. But not just any, our daughter Zoe. Or at least a part of her. Yeah, maybe working through the wishlist without a second thought wasn't the best idea after all. But wait, remember the rat poison? Yeah, exactly, the game has 2 endings, because we actually save her if we poison Santy, who is then arrested, and the game ends after that with a happy ending. If that wasn't obvious yet. Santy's home didn't blow anything out of the park, but it's still fun and I enjoyed the gameplay loop. Even though the Santy jumpscares were a bit cheap sometimes. It's notable that they are random though, and they were slightly different on my second one, so they are at least not entirely predictable. Overall, it's not the scariest game out there, but good if you want some fairly immersive, more light-hearted horror on your Christmas Eve. Well, and my channel is not the scariest out there either, but please consider subscribing if you are enjoying this video so far. Especially because a lot of you apparently haven't subscribed yet, even though you watch the videos. Thank you. Tornuktu is less lighthearted and actually creeped me out a fair bit. We are some kid and our mother is already asleep, while we are unable to do so. In our late night doing, we decide to read a weird ass book we got earlier that day. It's about the Tornuktu, an evil creature featuring both human and reindeer characteristics. It has the head of a reindeer, but with human teeth which wrap around its entire face. It has the body of a man, but with hooves for feet. Its skin is pale white, but is covered in black fur, and it has eyes that glow in the night. It is also capable of galloping like a deer and can travel at high speeds. Creepy. Not quite sure what to do after we have read these pages, we decide to take a stroll around the house. Looking out of the window, we see nothing but the darkness and emptiness of the surrounding area. While going back to the living room, we hear some noises. Must have been our imagination. The Tornuktu is said to be starving and will begin its hunt, invading people's home and eating them. Good, that's only fiction, huh? Oh Jesus, what's that? I could have sworn these weren't there just a moment ago. Yeah, damn. Somebody forgot to lock the door. Better close it. What's there? Weird. Nobody around, apart from even more of these ugly things. A sign Tornuktu is near is finding snowman-like figures which are said to have faces of the dead and smell like human corpses. Man, what a weird coincidence. What the hell? Hey, why is the chimney glowing? Must have been my imagination. I think it's a good idea to head back to bed again. What? It's in here. Gotta be quiet. Oh, that can't be real. So once it finds a house to attack, there's nothing that can be done to stop it. That can't be true. Exactly. All of this must be a nightmare. Ah! I'm sure it's not real. What the f is that? Technically not really about Christmas, but close enough for me. This game really freaked me out. The atmosphere and horror is done very well and doesn't feel remotely as cheap as the jumpscares from Santy is Home, especially because the Tornuktu is actually a decent concept and could be a real myth. The sound design is also well done and contributed a lot to the horror. Overall, probably one of the scarier Christmas themed horror games out there, so check it out for yourself if you want to play something creepy on your Christmas Eve. Sleigh Bells is less creepy again, but the longest game on this list, and this time we actually get to kill Santa Claus. It also features the most gameplay elements, considering we got running, hiding, picking up different weapons, attacking, breaking stuff, not breaking other stuff, traversing around fairly big areas, and even more. But to get some context. After dropping off a present, we want to go home, but the street is blocked by the police, so our only way is through the abandoned subway station. Shockingly, we find a dead body down here. Even more shockingly, we find a second dead body right after. I would opt to call the police now, but I guess they already know about this. Wait, is it a good idea to go down here? Ah! Luckily he is kind of blind, so after narrowly avoiding Santa, more or less, we managed to get out of the subway station with the help of a crowbar we found. Just to see that the whole city is empty for some reason. On our way home we end up going through this small passage. After getting just slightly lost, investigating, we find an axe, which we use to break through this fence to continue our journey, while narrowly avoiding Santa again. More or less. By the way, I have no idea why it's easier to find a random axe and break the fence than just climbing over it. But hey, I don't make the rules. Finally arriving home, we aren't able to enter it, because the lock was changed after we didn't pay our rent on time. Did I mention our tragic backstory? Anyway, our only way out is along the train tracks, so we follow them until we get to the next train station, which is completely empty. Apart from several dead bodies and some weapons. We equip ourselves with the only pistol around and make sure we get every single drop of ammo, as a survival horror player that we are, before making our way out to make sure we can defend ourselves from Santa this time. Ah! But this time we aren't hiding or running away. This time it's time to stop him. We finally did it. We got rid of this nightmare and can finally go home. Merry Christmas. Wait, weren't we locked out? Anyway, like I said, this game is actually more of a game than how it looked in this short summary. There are a lot more gameplay elements and more to explore than in previous games, so check it out if you want to play something creepy, but also cheesy, but also surprisingly varied on your Christmas Eve. Thanks a lot for watching and Merry Christmas! I enjoyed all of these, although they are all fairly different from each other. I will also put the download links in the description, so make sure to check them out if you are interested. Apart from that, please let me know in the comments which of these is your favorite, and I hope all of you have a nice day. And please subscribe, like and share this video if you enjoyed it. Thank you and see you next time.